don't remember if we met before Southeastern, Louisiana. I believe we did that game before Clemson also. But we obviously beat Southeastern at home in a game where we struggled a little bit. It was good for us. They've got a good team, as witnessed by them knocking off Stephen F. Austin this past weekend. Actually, we've been getting a lot of help along those lines. From our RPI standpoint, a lot of the teams that we've played have done very well and starting to beat some people, and it's improved our RPI. But it was a good game for us against Southeastern to be tested and not play good early and then come back and play well. Malik Marquetti had a good game for us in front of his high school coach who was here in town to watch him play. And we left after that game and went to Clemson. Did not play well at Clemson. They've got a very good basketball team. We were unable to get into Little John to practice because of graduation. Had to practice at a Division II school about 6 miles out of town. Left at 4 a.m. for 4:30 a.m. from the Cajun Dome the day before. Early start, bad trip, bad game. Our guys were tired. We didn't play well. And Clemson's got a really good basketball team, as witnessed by their 13 RPI and top 25 ranking. They did a good job. First possession kind of summed up the entire game. We played well, really good defense, and they hit a deep three, contested three at the end of the shot clock to go up 3-0, and that kind of set the tone. They did that several times throughout the day, but they out-rebounded us. They outplayed us on both sides of the ball and sent us home with a loss for the Christmas break. Came back, had a couple of good days of practice. Practiced here on Thursday morning, left, and went to Little Rock and got ready for the game on Friday. Just so you guys know, I was against playing on Friday, Sunday. I wanted to play Thursday, Saturday, like most conferences did. But we had a couple of coaches that were adamant they needed an extra practice day, which, you know, gets you on the back end. Now we're on a short week with this week's conference games. But regardless, we played Friday at Little Rock, got off to a great start, 18-2. We're really good defensively, made some shots, and halftime we're up 42-24. Game was very similar to the game last year up there that we won on ESPN2. We wound up trading baskets. After going up 21 in the second half, we basically traded baskets. They hit a couple in the last minute. We dribbled the clock out and won by 14. Really good effort by our inside guys, Jakeenan and Bryce, got double-doubles for the second time in 3 games. I was proud of the way they controlled the backboards. Had some other guys step up and make some shots. Good win for us to open conference. It's a tough place to play. Got up the next morning and watched film of Arkansas State, and then bust up there and had practice that afternoon. Watched some more film, got up the next morning, watched some more film, and then played Sunday afternoon and did a good job. Was happy with the way that we played. Didn't defend in the first half, let those guys jump out on us. I think they hit 15 of their first 20 shots. And Jakeenan and Bryce were both in foul trouble. They got 2 quick ones they set for probably 12 to 15 minutes of the first half. I don't know exactly. And we were able to hang on. Justin Miller came in off the bench, had a good first half for us. Justin Stove had a really good first half. And we made a couple of plays, and we're fortunate to go in tied at 40 at the half. Second half, we fell behind by a couple of buckets, and then started playing well and got the lead. I want to say at the 10-plus minute mark, or excuse me, 15:42. Frank hit a shot, and we got the lead. And they tied the game 5 times over the next 5 minutes, but were never able to take the lead. So we never trailed after the 15:42 mark of the second half, which is impressive to hang on. We made some really nice plays down the stretch, sharing the ball, breaking the pressure, and getting some easy baskets. Jonathan Stove had a big basket for us, a 3 in the corner that we really needed, a shot that he had missed last year in an identical situation and a 3-point loss. So it was good to see Jonathan hit that one for us. And he rebounded the ball in both games too, which was encouraging because he's a better player when he rebounds the basketball. And Marcus Stroman also had a really good game. He almost had a triple-double. Did a good job with, I think, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, and got a steal. The score was tied at 61 one of the times it was tied. And he picked a guy's pocket in the backcourt and went and dunked the ball. And we thought he got fouled, but it was nice to see him be aggressive and take the ball strong to the rim. So another good weekend of free throw shooting. We did a good job there in both games. I think we're shooting 83% in league play, 74% overall, which is ranked 74th in the country, ironically. Our guys are doing a good job sharing the basketball. We're nationally ranked in assist, scoring, rebound margin, doing some good things. Getting ready for Appalachian State. They're coming in 2-0. They beat Arlington, beat Texas State. Coach Fox has got a good group. Shabazz is one of the leading scorers in the conference. They're playing him at the point guard this year. They've got a 2-guard named Forrest that also shoots it every time he touches it. So they've got some guys who can shoot the basketball, and they'll be a difficult opponent for us on Thursday. Coastal Carolina will be in on Saturday after that. Another team that beat Arlington but lost to Texas State, so they'll be coming in 1-1. They've got a good group back. Like us, they have a point guard that transferred from South Carolina named Shaw, who had a great game against Arlington, did not play as well against Texas State. They have a couple of other good players and a couple of newcomers that are talented, and they've got a good basketball team. So should be an exciting weekend at the Cajun Dome. Encourage all our fans to come out and get out of the cold weather and come in the warm Cajun Dome and support this team and watch them play.
Coach, you had mentioned Shabazz and Forrest for Appalachian State. How do you plan on trying to contain them on?
Just got to guard them. We've got to guard the ball. I like Marcus Stroman's pretty good defensively, and Frank Bartley's pretty good defensively as well. Stove and Malik have been good. So we're just going to have to pressure them. We're going to have to guard them and try to limit their looks.
How important was it for you and your team to get a road sweep against Arkansas School?
Well, it's important, no doubt. I know the statistics says since 2000, but I think 2 years ago we won both games in Arkansas. They were just separate trips. So, but anytime you can start on the road and win two, it's huge. And we're excited that we're able to get those two out of the way. The Arkansas trip always comes early for us, it seems like. It's always cold weather, and I think we just beat the single digits out of town, headed back to Lafayette.
How did you guys keep it close in the first half with Gant and Washington on the bench?
Just able to score. Stove made a couple really good plays. Dave, he came in and got a big rebound bucket for us. He had 5 assists on the game. Passed the ball well. Justin Miller had a couple of nice plays. Frank hit a bucket. We just made some plays there when we needed to stay in the game and keep the score close.
Gant and Barkley are obviously your leading scorers. They do it in very different ways. What extra dimension does that bring a team when you've got a guy who's scoring inside and outside?
It helps a lot. We did that last year some with Justin Miller shooting the three-point shot very well. He's not made as many this year. Gant's made some, although he was 0 for 2 against A-State. But when you have a guy that can shoot it inside and score outside as well as inside, it certainly makes it a little bit easier. When you got a tandem that can do that, it's really, really good. We don't feel like those guys are centers. They're obviously forwards, and both can play inside, but they can play outside too.
Coach, when Stroman scores, I know in general, when he scores, is it just to fill in gaps, or is it because of the matchup? Like some games he scores nothing, and then other games like the other night, like you said, he almost had a triple-double. Is it because of the matchup and the guy he's guarding him, or is it more just he fills in the gaps when as a true distributor, only when he needs to score?
I think it's more when he needs to. He certainly looks to set the table for his teammates first. If you remember the game against Loyola at home, all 12 players that played scored except for him, and he's the happiest guy in the locker room. So It's not a factor that he needs to score, but he certainly can. Not a great perimeter shooter, but can make them when he needs to. Really encouraged by the way he played at Clemson. He attacked the basket and had a career-high 16, was 11 of 12 or 12 of 13 from the free throw line. So we needed him to play well against A-State. He played good at first half against Little Rock, Kevin. The second half, he came out and tried to make a couple of home run passes, tried to throw a couple of lobs and throw them out of bounds. So we really challenged him this game, and he stepped up and answered the challenge.
Is he the biggest variable for how well you guys have done distributing this year, being ranked 12th in the country in assists per game?
Is he the biggest variable? Possibly, but if you look at last year's team, Scott, I said that early too. Even though Jay Wright's more of a combo guard, we shared the ball. Last year's best passing team I felt like we'd had. Justin Miller's an excellent passer. He and Bryce are very good at going high-low and working on the interior passing. So to add a guy as good as Marcus probably puts us over the top a little bit as being the best team that we've had sharing the basketball.
Coach, if you finish as strong as you hope to, how big of a role do you think free throw shooting? Y'all shot it great over the weekend. How big is that if y'all can continue that going forward?
Well, it's important. There's no doubt. Something we work on. We changed up a little bit the way we practice, and knock on wood, so far we've been pretty successful with it. But the guys are confident. They're shooting them well. Marcus is shooting up in the high 70s, and he's getting the free throw line a lot, which we're going to need him to make them. Frank's done an outstanding job outside of missing 3 in a row late against Southeastern Louisiana. He's still shooting 81%, and he's nationally ranked as a free throw shooter. So, and speaking of that, Kevin, we're 18th in the country in free throws attempted, and we're 9th in the country in free throws made. So I like our aggressive play. We've always done that, and we're starting to do it more, and we're making more, which hopefully will translate into helping us win games.
How important is it for you and the team to play the next few games at home in front of a big crowd?
Well, hopefully we'll have a big crowd. We like playing at home, more so the travel's the hard part. Just changing buses and planes and sitting in airports, and it's a little bit different than playing at home. But we look at each game as an opportunity, and the next couple of opportunities we have are at home. So it doesn't matter where you play. I told the team this at Jonesboro before the game. This is an opportunity, and the team that plays the best is going to win. So we've got 2 of those behind us, and we have 16 left.
Everyone on this App State team pretty much shoots the free ball and shoots it pretty well. How do you defend when you have so many guys who can shoot from outside? Do you change what you do?
No, for us it's pretty easy, Andrew. We wound up with Savannah State early, a team that shot a ton of three-point shots. And if you remember, I believe they were 6 for 17 in that game. We ran those guys off the line, and we gave them a few twos. But I remember talking with Jay in one of the post-game radio interviews that it's kind of like when we used to play Denver and Joe Scott. You're either going to get backdoored or give up the 3. And if you get caught in the middle, they'll cut you up pretty good. So if you take away the 3, you're going to give up a few layups. That's what we've done. But we'll have to continue to run people off the three-point line. And as you said, with not just Shabazz and Forrest, but they've got some other guys. Holly can really shoot it. Johnson can shoot the ball. They've got some guys that can make them, some big guys as well. And the three-point game will be big for us on Thursday night.
You talk about free throw shooting. App shot more free throws than anybody in the league. How does that jive with them putting it up so much from the perimeter?
Well, it's changed a lot from their style of play. Coach Fox has opened it up a little bit more. They used to be more controlled, more disciplined on the offensive end like at Texas State. But this year they're scoring the ball. I'm not 100% sure, Dan, but I think one of their games earlier was at Iowa State. They lost 104-98. I mean, they're scoring a bunch of points and scoring from the 3 as well as driving it. So, you get to the free throw line by driving the ball. If you make 3s, you're going to force people to come out and, guard the three-point line. And they stretch you, and then they drive the ball and get to the free throw line. So I mean, they scored 135 points in their first game of the year and won by 101. So they got off to a good start shooting a three-point shot and getting the free throw line to score 135 points.